if you can see my screen now, guys. All right, everyone, welcome to Metrolipat Toastmasters Club Pathways Training. And today, guys, our objective is a little bit different because I will also incorporate the goals that we have for our club as Vice President of Education. So let's start with a bang. First of all, our goals for this 2020 and 2021, if you may remember on our COT1, is all about growth because we want our members to learn and grow this year. Second is to be competent, or it's all about our competency because we want to be the champions of speech contests. And third is, of course, we don't want to miss this. We want our club to be recognized for another President's Distinguished Club Award. There you go. And how can we achieve this? Well, the plans for this year is going to be, here's the list. Number one is to have an onboarding for our newbies. And that will be on my end since I'm the VP of Education. And we will also have the rule about pathways first before speeches. As we know, pathway is very, very important as it guides us with our speeches. And this will really help our newbies, especially when they have their first speech. Next, we will also be having in-house training for roles. What are the roles that we're talking about here? We're talking about table topic, Toastmaster of the day, counter timer, and all the roles that we have. So we'll have training, and soon we'll be having the plan and rollout for this one. Next is we'll also have a mentorship program wherein the tenured from the team will help the new members to become better and guide them with their speeches, roles, and everything about Toastmasters. And lastly, the training that we will have for today is all about pathways. And I also made like a simple pathway tracker where we can track our progress per level. So we could see how we progress with every projects and levels that we have on our own pathways. There you go. So again, welcome to the pathways training. I just made these two slides for us to really feel our goals for this 2020 to 2021. Okay, let us now go with our objective. So specific objective, guys, for this pathways training is to know why pathways is important, to know how to complete a project and submit educational awards, and also learn how to approve an award requested as a base camp manager. So we have three managers, the secretary, the president, and the VPE. And lastly is to learn other functions that pathways have. Ladies and gentlemen, for why do we have pathways, why we need it, let us all welcome our president and the table topic second placer area level last year, and also a blogger. Let us have TM Steph, everyone.
Grabe yung intro. Sige. Hold on. Thank you so much,
Okay.
TM Pao. So I will be sharing my screen. One moment. Disabled. Pao, can you allow me to share my screen?
There you go.
So of course, number one reason is for us to learn and grow, just like what TM Pao has mentioned as to why pathways are important. Because without pathway, our speeches wouldn't have guidance. But number two reason is because of the DCP points. All right. So this is about the Distinguished Club Program. And as we go along, this is just a really quick overview and discussion as to how can we achieve the DCP points. First, let's go ahead and define what Distinguished Club Program is. So this is an annual award program recognizing clubs that provide an outstanding member experience. We play a vital role in our club's participation in the DCP through our achievements. So that's through our pathways that we are submitting in or on the website. And for the criteria, we actually have four, but to achieve the DCP points, we're gonna focus on the 6 points under the educational criterion that we can fulfill. So how can we achieve it? First is 4 members shall complete level 1 in a learning path. Second, at least 2 members complete level 2 in a learning path. Third is additional 2 members shall complete level 2 in a learning path. Fourth, 2 members complete level 3. 1 member completes level 4. And lastly is 1 member completes level 5. So at this point, once we have reached all of these, we will be able to hit the 6 points under the educational criterion. All right here on the search bar, we can just search on achievements and awards, and we'll be routed to, and this is would learn more about how can we achieve the DCP points by going to this page. So here, we have badges, certificates, and below, all right, how to be a distinguished Toastmaster and a distinguished club program. Just to highlight, we have to contact our Vice President for Education, who that's UTM for more information on the DC. So there you go. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
We're going back to the business. There we go. And how can we go to pathways? First of all, you have to make sure that you are logged in. So let's click on login, guys, here. You can do this as if you have computers there on your end, guys. So either your member ID or your email will do, and of course your password. Warning, if you already forgot the password, this is what you have to click. Forgot password. Because you won't be able to proceed to your pathways unless you know your password. Right, we're now at the home page of our website. How do you know that you're logged in? You will see your name right here. Click on pathways, and then what's the next thing to click?
Go to
Go to
Basecamp.
Basecamp.
Right, go to Basecamp right there. And then the other one is the navigator. So if you're a beginner to for Toastmaster, this is where you should go for you to get onboarded with all Toastmasters details. There you go. And as you know, I'm the VP this year, so I have two options. First is to log in and go to Basecamp. And second is to log in as a Basecamp manager. There you go. I'm now at the Basecamp. There's one more option, guys. You can actually go to your profile by clicking what? What do you think should we click for you to go to your profile?
Welcome, John Paul.
Exactly. Welcome, John Paul. Thank you, Jem. Okay. And now that we are on our Basecamp, we actually have four options to take on. It's either you go to home, paths and learning, tutorials and resources, and reports. What do they mean? So paths and learning, basically it's all about your pathway or the projects that you have. Tutorials and resources, I'll show this to you guys later. This is all about learning how to use pathways actually and learning to get the resources that we have for Toastmasters. And the reports is all about the members' progress. But for now, we'll go to our paths and learning because that's the most important thing. And there are two ways to go there, guys. The first way is by hovering your mouse here in Paths and Learning and clicking this drop down right here. Again, you have to hover first and click. Oh, Pao, why do we have to even hover our mouse if we can just click this? Look, I'm clicking it and nothing is happening. So, I learned it in a hard way, guys, that if you click it, it doesn't work. You have to hover first and click. There you go. And that's how it works. So let me go back to home, to the home page. So as you would expect, guys, clicking the home page does not work as well. It has to be, you're right, hover the
Hovering.
mouse and click on home. There we go. Well, actually, you don't have to do that because you can just click it here. Paths and Learning. So Paths and Learning here is the same thing as Paths and Learning here. So just click on it, and you are now at your path here. Looking at the one below, guys, though you are seeing a lot of things, we first have to focus on the project that we selected, which is, for me, it is leadership development. There you go. If you haven't visited your project, you will see the button here that says launch. But since I have already opened it, I'm now seeing open curriculum. By the way, I just want to know who here haven't really opened a curriculum.
I did, but like I wasn't able to finish the whole curriculum.
Okay, cool. All right, so basically, I'll still show it to you. So just for us to be refreshed. When we open the curriculum, this is how it's gonna look like. So on the pathway, guys, we have 5 levels per path. So if I go to level 1, this is where we can actually see the first 3 things that you should do as a Toastmaster member. So the icebreaker speech, evaluation and feedback, and a speech about researching and presenting. If you would notice, though I have a leadership development as my path and you have a different path, you would see the same thing. Why? Because level 1 and level 2 for pathways are just the same. We will all have the same projects. So on my level 1, I have these projects. At level 2, I have these projects. All right. So now, going back to level 1, there are 4 things to consider here as our project. But don't get intimidated by this one. What is this all about? Completion, leadership development. Do we have to give a speech for that? No, it's just a button to activate for you to get a certificate and for you to mark your project as completed. And how does that work? I'll be going to have a demo later. But right now, I just want to show you that we our 5 levels here. And looking at what you see, guys, what level am I now? Am I at now?
Level 2.
Hey,
Level 3 pala. You finished level
exactly. All right, I'm still at level 3. How do I know that? Well, as you see on level 1 and level 2, they both have blue checks, and that means they are already done. All right, and now I'm just going to complete my level 3 for leadership development. But of course, that's too fast if we go that route. So I'll first show you a demo on how we can get or how we can finish a certain project and how it basically works. And we're talking about our member that is super duper handsome and a super model too. Who do you think he is?
JC.
What should I click for me to easily go to my base camp again?
I go to welcome John, and then after welcome John, just go to the base camp.
If you notice, I cannot click something on my paths and learning. It is because of this prompt right here. So better, guys, you have to close this one and click on do not show this message again. So
Okay.
this just shows that we have a new homepage. If you want to learn more about our new homepage, you can also click and watch this video. But basically what I'm trying to demonstrate right now is the same thing that we have on this video. So once again, let's go to our paths and learning and complete a project. So for JC, as you see, JC has selected motivational strategies because in the future, JC also wants to be a motivational speaker. Next. So right now, I'm opening the curriculum. So sometimes, guys, it will open this kind of page for some reasons. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. So just click on open curriculum again. All right. And as you notice, guys, JC has basically the same projects that I have for level 1. Just a question, what do you think has JC accomplished already on level 1?
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker, How about the others?
Ay,
All right.
None pala.
Actually, in reality, JC has already accomplished all of them.
Mhm.
But the pain point is, or the problem is that we were not that proficient and we really don't pay attention with our pathways before. That's why we weren't able to submit our projects. And as you may notice during the hosting that Steph and I had last time when we shouted the names of those who had awards, we didn't see our names. So that's one of our pain points. We weren't able to really submit educational awards. Though some of you did, actually, I saw that, but I wasn't aware on how to do it before. So this is where what we are going to work on now. Completing educational awards by knowing how to submit projects. And that's one of our objectives. So, though you see launch on Icebreaker and activates on evaluation and the other project, you might think that Icebreaker is already done, but it's not. So, why is it not yet done? Okay, let me show you how it works. So I clicked on launch. So basically, again, our mission, one of our objective earlier is goals is pathways first before speeches. So why is that? Because the importance of going to the pathways is you wouldn't have a random or like an icebreaker without guidance. Because if we just tell our new members to provide an icebreaker, how will they know how it works if they are not going to be guided by pathways? So aside from us guiding our members, pathways is also one of the guides for them or one of the teachers on how icebreaker works. Why? If you click on begin, this is like an online course. My goodness, I was surprised when I saw this actually before. So there are buttons to click on, and this is where you will be able to learn the tips and tricks for making an awesome icebreaker speech. So the next button is just right here. So it will give you an introduction of icebreaker. So I'm just going to run through this quick. So it will also give you, by the way, a chance to print your project and the resources. All right. If you really want to prepare 100% and to make your speeches better and great, then you may use all the resources that Toastmasters give. If you go to the PDF, there are several pages on um, how we can make our icebreaker better. So I'll show that to you later, guys. This is just a tutorial on how to print it. All right. So there's a project checklist here, but don't mind this for now because there will be a consolidation of the projects or of the checklist later. So don't mind it for now. Before you really proceed with the training of icebreaker, you will actually have to assess your skills first for you to really gauge how you have improved after you speak or after you give the speech. So first, we have five questions here or five skill set. So the first one is how confident you are and calm when speaking in front of groups. And by clicking the next button right here, you can also see how you understand the structure of basic speech. So as you may notice, guys, when JC took this, JC chose one, one, and two. But of course, if you haven't chosen one, you have the option to choose other numbers here. So it's like you're rating yourself before the battle begin. There we go. So these are actually the six skill sets for a basic icebreakers or a basic speech. So after you selected your or assess your skills, then you have to click the next button again. And then read through it, and then next. All right. I was also shocked when I saw this because I've been seeing this lady right here in YouTube before, as she is a public speaker, and I'm following her on Facebook, and I was shocked when I saw her.
Sha,
She's a
is that
Toastmaster.
Sha?
Yes, this is Shana Sino. So there you go. So there's a video for icebreaker, guys. That's how interactive our pathways is. There you go. Once you are here on this part, guys, you can actually download an icebreaker speech outline worksheet. But then again, I don't recommend to click at this part pa because there's a consolidation once again at the latter part. So I'm just clicking next, guys, because there's really a lot of things to cover here. Ito naman, techniques for practice. There you go. Okay, and then next, see, a lot of tips. So this is like a self-paced online course. Another tips. Then it will tell you what happened after your speech. And this one, evaluating yourself, review and apply, and complete your assignment. Okay. So basically, the portion really gives you an idea on what you should do before you make the speech, while making your speech, and after you make or you give your speech. There you go. And by reaching this part, guys, complete your assignment, you can now click on the project checklist. Ay, teka, wag muna pala to. Wag pala yan. Meron pa palang ano dyan, consolidation mamaya. Checklist lang siya. So yan, you should see something like this. Maraming buttons guys na kailangan i-click ha. It's not just this next button. There, here we go. When you reach this part, guys, this is how you can just simply get all the resources that you can have for an icebreaker. It's by clicking this print my project button. Again, I clicked on print my project button. And you can see the consolidation or the consolidated file about icebreaker speech. Everything from the table of contents, introduction, towards the speech outline worksheet. There. So, diba, we are used to actually making a speech from a scratch. But if you want, you have the option to use our tool here. There you go. I actually used this, guys, when I made the speech about interview for the new work that I'm planning to apply on. So one more thing, guys. One special thing that I'd like to highlight here is this one, the evaluation form. Now we are actually used to just using a paper for evaluation, and we're not really using this form because this is basically long, lengthy, and tedious. But if you want, you also have the option to give the evaluation form or the evaluation form to your evaluator if you want. You have that option. And basically, what we have for evaluation is it will explain the technicalities plus the criterias are also here. So basically, you are giving a chance your evaluator to learn more about evaluating, and you are also going to have a chance to have a soft document of the evaluation that was done on you. And later, I'll show you how you can save documents for pathways. So yeah, this is the main page where you can put the general comments. So as you see, this is where you can see how you excelled at something, the opportunities, and the things that you can challenge yourself for. So again, this is just optional. We were used to just really giving an evaluation based on how we were trained, and that's effective. Who would say that it's not? Because we were able to reach a division level for evaluation contest. But if you would like to again make an extra mile, this is where you go. So there you go. We've already reached the evaluation part and printing my project part. What questions do you guys have so far? Oops, I clicked on it again.
For me, none so far.
So
Okay.
what if we have accomplished several speeches and it was not approved yet by the VP, which is PAO? What will be? I mean, do we have to repeat the project?
Good question, Doc Ichu. Actually, I will be showing you the effect of what your question. So because I remember there were, last year, you and I think it was TM Gem have already submitted the level 1 projects, both of your level 1 projects to me or to the system, and it was actually not approved by the club officers. So I'll show you how it works later. Thanks for the question, though. All right. So for now, we are proceeding with the aftermath. Okay. So as you see earlier, we had the assessment of our skills before we take the project, and right now we are going to assess our skills right after we take the project. Now, mind you guys, if you just click on this next button right here, you will be able to see congratulations here. And you are probably going to think, oh, finally I'm done with my project. Okay, let's try to go to JC's pathway again and see if he's already done with it. Is he done by what you see, guys?
No,
Nope, in
No,
progress.
No, not yet. Who can tell me why?
there's 0%
he
completed.
didn't launch
0%.
the project.
He didn't launch the project. Actually, this is what we launched earlier, and we have already reached this congratulations page. But why do you think it's not yet done
It
here?
was not approved by the VP.
Yeah, it could be it was not approved by the BP, but there's one more
He
reason.
didn't return to the
The,
module to do the final evaluation.
To the final evaluation, let's go through that. All right. Looking at the assess your skills part, guys. Thank you, TMJP. You're right. We just skipped it by clicking this next button.
mm,
And that doesn't work like that.
dapat i-assess mo ulit ang sarili mo.
Exactly. You will have to take on your assessment on your skills right after. So JC, just give me the number, as we are submitting your project now.
Sure. I'm confident in speaking from
All five. Just click all five.
Is
Jeez.
isn't I thought one is the
Don't
one
worry,
is
it will be approved by the VP president or disapproved, so don't worry.
go na.
Okay, I'll just making it
Uh,
5, JC.
okay.
All right. For the sake of time, we'll be putting it as 5 now. And after you reach the last part, you will just have to click on submit. And there you go. Here, you'll be able to see how you went before the icebreaker speech and how you've been after. There you go. So just close this box and proceed to the next part. And now we see congratulations once again. And if we go back to our Paths and Learning page earlier and refresh the page, now you see a checkbox or a check right here. Because you have finally accomplished the icebreaker speech. There you go. And there's a mandatory button here to take on this evaluate. This doesn't affect the level completion actually, but here our feedback is really important as it says. So this is basically a feedback about the project. So there. So for now, we'll be putting agree here. A feedback basically for Toastmasters, the genius for the development of pathways. So yeah. So let's submit this feedback. All right. And we're basically done with the icebreaker speech. So same goes with level 1 and level 2. We will just have to activate it. JC, what do you think? Should I now submit your level 1 project since you are done with these
Yes,
for us to see how we can okay.
but for the evaluation, I haven't done evaluating, huh?
Okay. Sorry about that. All right.
Can we have
So
that
basically,
every time there's a there's a speaker? Can we do it on the feedbacks every time right away?
we should actually at Elaine. So we don't forget it. So after a speech, I mean, before you make the speech, you have to go to Pathways. And while you are making the speech, the tips are on Pathways. And right after you make the speech, you go to Pathways and submit your assessment for your skills after. Yeah.
What
So
I mean
that's
is
how it
the
works.
feedbacks for those who are listeners. For example, you are a speaker, and then
Mhm.
while you are speaking, we can open the Toastmasters International, and then we can have the feedback there right after your speech.
Sorry,
But
the feedback for the evaluator.
Evaluator.
Is that what you mean? For
yeah,
the evaluator.
evaluator also, it will be best if it's the evaluator's feedback. Why can we do that? For example, you're the evaluator of a certain speaker. For example, you are the
Mm-mm.
speaker and JP
Mm-mm.
is the evaluator. Can he just, while you are speaking,
Mm-mm.
he can do it, the feedbacks or his evaluation to the, anyway, so before you have, if before you deliver your speech, you should have this pathways launch already, and then they can now, the evaluator can make his feedbacks on your speech.
Okay.
So ano
Gets,
na
gets.
siya, nakuha mo yung
Um,
kumbaga dun na siya i-evaluate mismo dun sa Toastmaster International Pathways feedback.
yeah. Actually, at Elaine, this is how it works. So if it's a live meeting or a face-to-face meeting, what the responsibility of the speaker is actually to print the project, including the evaluation form, and she will be giving that to the evaluator. So
Yeah, that if it's face to
if it's
face.
face to face, now how can you do it with an online setup? So what you can do as a speaker, you can download the PDF file of the evaluation. So let me go back to the icebreaker. So ganito. There. Here in this page, we can actually go to a section by clicking this button right here, select move another section. And we can go with here. And specific to evaluation papers or documents, we can go to evaluation resource. There. So basically, these are the 3 pages. These are 3 pages for evaluation. And what you can do as a speaker is you can send this to your evaluator via email or via Facebook or however you want to send it. And then definitely at Elaine, the evaluator can just simply make the evaluation here, for example, putting the date and the evaluator right here. Speech title, for example, is and then there you go. As an evaluator, then I can just use this paper. I can just pay this paper, this document, save it, and send it back to you right after. The next question is, how can I save the file, right? Sorry, so far, have I answered your question, Ate Elaine?
Yes, but what I mean, okay. So you have to send it to, you
Yes.
have to send
Tapos
it.
how can we save the file?
There
Yeah.
you go. That's the next question. How do we save the file? So there's a way. Let's go to the homepage of the Pathways, guys. So nasa Paths and Learning tayo ngayon. So by going to the homepage, you don't click this button once again. You hover your mouse and click this home button. Wait lang. So I'm at the homepage again. Let me go to the path to the base camp. Here, okay. Sorry, it's under Paths and Learning still, but here you will be able to see an e-portfolio right before you open the curriculum. So how does this e-portfolio work? If you click on it, there's this, it's like an online, what do you call this? Data cloud. It's a cloud for you to save your files to. Click on document. And here, per level, you will be able to save the evaluation forms that was given or that were given by your evaluators. So for
Okay.
level 1, you click on it, and then add file. You just select the file from your computer, so you can save it here online.
Okay.
So there you go. In
Asking
reality,
you
this
pala for example, you are my evaluator, so I have to ask you for this one, so you
yes,
can send it back to me.
correct. And
Okay.
then the speaker or the owner of the account should save the feedback here on the e-portfolio file. So yan. In reality, this doesn't really affect the educational award, but this is gonna be on your own discretion if you want to have or to use the e-portfolio. But of course, it's always better if you can save your files here so you have reference on your next speech, how you can make it better.
So JP, first we have to send the evaluation form to our evaluator.
Yes,
So we have to make sure that that is with the evaluator before the meeting starts.
you got it, Doc Ichu.
And then right after, the evaluator would send it back to us, and then we save it and we upload it in that e-portfolio.
Website.
Correct.
Okay, sige, clear.
All right. So basically, this is other functions na in yung e-portfolio na yan. Napakaganda niyan. And one more thing that you guys can access is this feedback. So we're done with Pathways submission of projects, basically. We have saved the evaluation on ePortfolio. And there's one more thing to use here, which is this feedback, basically. If you'd like to hear your thoughts on your latest project, for example, you already have your mentor set up, you can actually search a name here from our club. For example, my mentor is Doc Ichu. Okay. Sorry. So basically, this is how we search for the users by clicking this button right here.
Para palang Facebook na.
Yes po. Kasi nakasanayan natin is papel-papel lang, and syempre hindi na natin kinukuha yung papel from our evaluator. But this time, galing sa
Oo,
online.
maganda.
So ayan, Doc Echu, I have searched your name. It is already here. So I'm clicking done now.
Okay.
Kailangan ko pa palang i-click yung plus icon. And done. Ayaw niyang gumana for now. Ayaw niyang mag-done eh. But anyway, if it's working right now, so you can just simply say anything here. Yeah, so something like this. What can you say about my presentation? And you just post it. And then the person who you selected here will see that. Okay. That one I haven't tried actually. I don't know yet where to see the feedback. I'm not sure if we can see it on this page, but I'll be trying it later. I'll be trying it now. So I'll be putting my user here, or my account here, so that when I log in later, I will be able to see how I can go with the feedback for JC, for instance.
Okay, maybe you can send it to me, then we can try it later.
All right. Sige daw. All right, so I'll be searching the name again. Let's try to click on done. All right, I'll get back to you guys on this because currently it doesn't work. I remember sometimes there are maintenance with the website as they are still improving it.
I think until 27, I think.
Yeah.
That's why it's not working properly.
Excuse
And
me,
it's-
Pao. Your computer's not charging. You might lose power.
Thank you, bro. There we go. So basically, this e-portfolio is from your evaluator, just to recap, and feedback is from your mentor or from anyone on the club who you'd like to ask feedback from. You may even ask feedback from everybody by changing managers to everyone. So yan. Let's just try this next time for us to see how it works. So I'll be giving you an update with this. So
Let's try it
basically,
next time.
yes.
Next meeting.
Uh,
We can open all our accounts while having a Zoom meeting.
correct. So guys, I'll just open the path again for motivational strategies. Just for you to visualize how we can complete the project. After you have submitted the projects for level 1, the icebreaker, evaluation and feedback, and researching thing. So after you see all the checks here, you will be seeing another button here that says activate. And when you click the activate here, you will see mark complete. And basically, you are done to level 1 for your pathways. That's how it works. And as Basecamp manager, how are we going to be able to accept or submit an educational award?
Na-click ko yata si JP last time. Dun
Saan natin, Elaine?
Sa Basecamp, kasi parang nag-ano na siya, ano ba yun, JP? Parang nag-request na siya for nag-request na siya for completion yata.
Ay, ako yun. Yung John Paul Maranan.
Ay, sa'yo ba yan? Na-click
For
ko
level
na
3
yung
naman yan, for level 3.
level, oo, yun.
Yes.
Ay, na-click.
So,
Kasi parang tinatry ko yung Basecamp.
ayun, mabuti actually na-try mo na pala.
Oh,
This goes for the officers lang, kay Steph at kay Ate Elaine. Just a quick run through. And of course, for you guys, the future officers, for you to see how it really works. So after I log in, guys, I'm the VP currently. So when I go to Pathways and go to Basecamp, I will have two options: to log in as a member and to log in as a Basecamp manager. And when I do, for Basecamp manager, yan, I'll just have to click, of course, this pending request part to approve member requests.
yes.
Yan. So I already approved GEMS earlier. And right now, guys, I'd like to show you what happened. Doc Ichu, this is to answer your question earlier. What if you have already submitted your project before and BPE was not able to accept it? You don't have to repeat it. It will still be here, including the date when you requested the submission. Can you imagine? No? September 22 pa to. So, yan.
So you should activate it. You should then approve.
Don't worry, Doc Ichu. Right now, I'll be clicking this check button here.
Yay!
And you know, currently we're experiencing connectivity issues with Basecamp. So, hindi pa rin approved, Doc Ichu,
Okay.
ha?
I
Bukas siguro kasi gawa na nag-update talaga yung Basecamp ngayon.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how basically the cycle works for Pathways. So now that we have learned how to submit a project, how to save our evaluations by using the resources, and how we can accept or approve a request, now we will be able to achieve DCP points, and on the next year's COT1, and then hindi yung COT1 eh. On the next year's, anong tawag doon? Yung pasahan ng officers, the induction of officers, we will be able to see our names on the awards, and the next hosts will be able to say our names. Yan. So yun.
Okay.
Yun po yung main thing to learn about Pathways. And I know that I have taken so much of your time, but one last thing, guys, Now, probably you're wondering, Pau, syempre makakalimutan ko to kasi hindi namin pa natatry ito. Of course, learning is our best teacher.
I will send this. I will send this Pathways sa chat group.
Thank you, Ate Ling. So, aside from that, in case lang na may makalimutan kayo sa tinuro ko ngayon, this is where you can go. To Basecamp, once again. So, I'm using the other guys to go to Basecamp, ha? Dito ako nagpupunta sa Pathways. You have tutorials and resources right here. So I clicked on tutorials and resources. And here, guys, you have all the resources for everything that we have to learn for Toastmasters. Even active listening project, can you imagine? It's here. For different languages. Active listening, advanced mentoring. O, diba? Napakadaming materials dito. And for Pathways training, this is where you can go. On tutorials and resources, you can click on tutorials tab right there. And there are 2 to 3 minute video about how accessing the certificates, accessing your path, completing a level, completing a project, providing feedback. They are all here.
Okay.
So accessing the certificate, guys, you will only see that once you have completed a certain level. May doon i-click lang. Even a training for evaluation is here. So I'd just like to show you how it works, ha, para mas excite. So my evaluation training, and this is like an online course, guys, in Udemy, or it could be more than that. So yan pala, napaka-magical pala ng pathways kasi hindi lang siya submission ng hindi lang siya for submission ng project but for learning din. So there you go. This is
I'm Melissa Resnick Gonzalez. I've been a Toastmaster for 7 years and a club mentor specializing in speech evaluations for 3. Today, we'll be working together to learn about evaluations in the Toastmasters path.
all right. There you go. So second online course. Do you guys hear the audio?
Medyo.
Yeah.
Medyo.
Mahina.
Okay. Pero matakas yun pag kayo nag-try niyan. So you can try it at your own free time na lang. So basically that's how it works. May continue button, may mga buttons tayong i-click, pero medyo mabago yung internet ko kaya ganyan.
This tutorial will give you an opportunity to each section of the Pathways Evaluation resource. Practice evaluating a speech using the actual tool.
There you go. So I won't finish this anymore because this will take time.
Spanish siguro siya, no?
Ha?
Spanish.
Guano accent. Oo.
Ah.
Okay, so guys, that's basically it for the main things that we have to learn on pathways. What questions do you guys have for me?
What's your question?
Are there what questions do you guys have for me?
Question.
Who needs to each time someone speaks and who can have the role of reminding him to activate lunch pathways and make sure he records progress, the evaluation. Is there someone who needs to do that? Like number one is in charge, then if he is absent, he gets sick. There's number two who reminds the speaker. Is there something?
Yeah, that's a good question, TMJP. Ha? It could be the VPE or the Sergeant at Arms who will remind everyone for their projects and stuff. But then, actually, you don't have to worry about it because right now, after the pathways, guys, I'll just show you something. All right. So this is what I did earlier. So it's a simple Excel file, but this will be very, very helpful for us because as VPE, I want everyone to see their progress with their pathways. So I'll be putting this here and I'll put color, for example, yellow. Yellow means you have completed the speech already. And I will only mark it as green if you have already submitted the project. Just for us to make sure that everybody submits their project and everybody gets reminded for that.
Okay, great idea.
Thank you, bro. And one more thing is for our speeches. So for example, on we will be considering our next meeting as week 1 for this project. This is where we can track the people who will be speaking. So if you see the consistent, if I see the consistent number of same people or Toastmasters who are speaking every time, then this is something that we have to talk about because we will be able now to visualize the people who haven't spoken for a while. Like as you see on my example, Jem, Joel, Elaine, Rachel. So in this case, we can identify who needs to provide speeches. So every meeting, I will be showing this to you so that we are all going to be aware of our current status.
Great.
Okay, so yun po yung unang project. And the others will be in the future pa, yung mga mentorship program. Pag-aralan ko pa rin siya on how it works. So thank you so much everyone for listening on my presentation. I hope you learned something. And going back to the Toastmaster of the day now. Back to you, JC.
All right. Hold on. Okay. Thank you so much, Pao. And yep, I think that's gonna be it for today. There is no other segment that we have. So may I call on our first lady?
Yep.
President's time. Okay.
Take a picture first, I think. Oh,
Okay po.
good. Should we?
Sure.
Nasaan ba si ano?
JP.
Let's change our visual, ano.
On your camera, everyone. 1, 2.
Steph! Si Steph! Wala pa si Steph.
Nandiyan ako. Andito
I'm here na.
ulit ako.
Si TMJP po ang wala.
Si
There.
JP.
Diyan na,
Ayan,
nandiyan na,
ayan.
nandiyan na.
Yan.
Yan.
Alright.
Si lady.
1, 2, 3, cheese! Alright. One more. Hold on. Pao, I think sir, your face is nagbe-blurred.
Ay, okay, okay.
Can you remove yung background?
Sorry.
Ah,
Yan.
Tagpi. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right.